Hey, what's up? Ron here. Welcome to TimeWalkTV. Hope you're all having a great day today. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day. Anyway, if you're new here, we post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday all about Magic the Gathering. So if you want to keep up with all my videos, go ahead and hit that little red subscribe button down below. So today we're actually going to change it up a little bit. No gameplays today, but we're going to talk about cards that will be rotating in the fall that we will miss. Maybe some of them we won't miss too much. First off, let's talk about the land cards. The lands that are rotating are Sunpetal Grove, Dragonskull Summit, Drowned Catacombs, Glacial Fortress, Rootbound Crag, Clifftop Retreat, Hinterland Harbor, Isolated Chapel, Sulphur Falls, and Woodland Cemetery. So these lands leaving the format will have a huge impact, and they'll be very much missed because a lot of these 3 and 4 color decks rely really heavily on these buddy lands. So it's going to be very interesting to see what progresses going into Throne of Eldraine, and if Throne of Eldraine has any lands themselves or anything like that. So we'll have to wait and see on that aspect, but when these lands leave, we'll only have shock lands and scry lands left. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the mana bases shape up. It'll feel very similar to when we went to Theros for the first time, because we had scry lands and I believe we still had shock lands at that point. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if we still had shock lands or not. I can't remember. It was a couple years ago. We're kind of transitioning into that same space, I guess, where we're going from having the shock lands and the buddy lands to a kind of dumbed down versions of our mana bases. So the decks will be a little bit more toned down a little bit. You won't be able to do 3 colors perfectly. You won't be able to do 4 colors that easily. Now the Golos deck, I still think that's going to be a 5 color deck, and they'll figure that out because of Field of the Dead. But you know, moving forward without these buddy lands, it's going to be really tough for these decks, and these cards are going to be very missed when rotation happens. Next, we have our Mythic cards, or the Mythic cards I think will be the most missed. Those cards are History of Benalia, Nicol Bolas the Ravager, Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, Nexus of Fate, Lyra Dawnbringer, Scapeshift, and Rekindling Phoenix. Now these are the cards that I think are going to be the most missed, or you know, everyone's going to enjoy that they're gone. First we have, well, the elephants in the room, the big bads of Standard, or the ones that people hate the most: Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, and Nexus of Fate. Now Nexus of Fate doesn't see play too much besides the Golos deck. I don't think the Reclamation deck really plays them anymore, or they don't haven't really seen that deck pop up too much. So Teferi, Hero of Dominaria is in the Esper control decks and the Esper Hero decks, so that's a big player, and everyone has not enjoyed that card, at least playing against it, for quite a while. Now I love the card. I'm a control player. I absolutely love that card. Nexus of Fate, I've had fun playing it in the past, but I could definitely not shed a tear for that card at all, because it just makes so much games unfun, and then all of a sudden you're losing out of nowhere, which is kind of like Twins. So I guess I like it. I'm not sure. I just hate losing to this stupid card. So goodbye, Nexus of Fate. We will not miss you. Now Teferi, I like the card, but I'm not going to be too sad to see it go. It does see some play in Modern, but in Standard it was very good. So it kind of hurts my heart a little bit, just because I like Teferi so much and I'm a control player. So I'm going to say bye-bye Teferi. We will not miss you at all, and hopefully our next set of Planeswalkers are much more enjoyable. As for the rest of these cards on this small list I made, History of Benalia, really great card, doesn't see much play anymore. Mono white aggro doesn't really exist. Nicol Bolas, people still try to make Grixis work for some reason, but they jam 4 of those in there. Really powerful card. It just takes way too long to get going. Not too sad to see that one go. Lyra Dawnbringer, I really like this card. It's like a Baneslayer on crack almost, because it pumps the rest of your angels. So pretty sad to see that go. It was a really good like mono red card if you're able to control the first few turns and then land that in turn 5. It's really hard for them to get rid of, and if you hit them with it twice, then it's kind of game over from there. So pretty sad to see that one go. I hope we have another big giant angel, or some sort of cool life gain like Archangel of Thune or something like that. I think that would be really cool. Scapeshift, that thing can just get out of here and never ever come back. It didn't see play throughout the entire history of it being in Standard until the end, when Field of the Dead was printed, and then boom, it blew up. Everybody was scape shifting for all their lands, making a ton of zombies, and I don't really like that. Especially with Teferi Time Raveler. I'm not a huge fan of getting scape shift at the end of my turn and making like 30 some zombies and killing me. So bye bye scape shift. Don't come back, please don't come back. And last we have Rekindling Phoenix. That really super annoying, hard to get rid of Phoenix. I didn't think it was that bad. It was just very hard to get rid of because you had to use 2 removal spells on it sometimes if you couldn't exile it. So I'd like to see them print something similar in Throne of Eldraine, but if they don't, well, I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. Alright, next on our list is the rares. The rares that I'm pretty sad to see go, and a few that I really can't wait to just get out of town because didn't really like them. Well, actually it's one, and that one is Goblin Chainwhirler. Get out of here, no one likes you. Stop killing all my 1/1s. Just get out of here. Get going. Yep, you right there. Go on, get off the screen. We don't want to talk to you. Get out of here. Alright, now that that's dealt with, let's talk about some cards that I don't want to see go, but I think we'll see some reprints. Maybe not reprints, maybe some new versions of them. But we have Cleansing Nova and Settle the Wreckage. I'm a control player. I like my board wipes. These two were pretty standard mainstay cards. I know they've bumped the Destroy All Creatures to 5 mana, but we still have Time Warp, so I'm not too sad. I love blue-white, so instead of playing Cleansing Nova, we'll just play Time Wipe. Settle was a great card. I remember playing it, gosh, back in like Amonkhet block, and it was really, really great. Everyone played around it. It was fantastic, and now nobody plays it. No one plays around it. Everyone's just swinging out, and nobody's getting punished. Another card I really, really enjoy is Search Rest Canta. It has found its way into Modern somewhat, but it's one of those control cards that filters your draws, and then when it flips, you get a land that finds you more non-creature spells. So I really, really like this card. It's really sad to see it go. Any kind of control card that leaves a format, it hurts my heart a little bit just because I like them so much. But I'm sure we'll get some really cool Throne of Eldraine cards that have a control focus in mind, since we got to keep these big giant creatures, these big powerful creatures with their big humongous text box. We got to keep them in check, okay? We got to keep them in check because they're getting out of hand. And last, we have my new favorite card over the last few weeks is Blood Sun. This is mainly because I love Lotus Field so much, and having Lotus Field come in untapped and tap for 3 mana is just the best. And Blood Sun, it draws a card when it comes in, so it's great that this card actually got to see some play after just doing absolutely nothing in Standard. So that's kind of sad to see it go. We'll have to see what we can figure out for Lotus Field moving forward, but man, I'm gonna miss that card so much. And finally, we're down to the commons and uncommons. Not too much here. I picked out a bunch of them, but I kind of cut it down by a lot. A lot of them weren't that great or didn't really impact the format as much as these ones have. The main cards that I'm looking at are Llanowar Elves, Opt, Curious Obsession, and Cast Down. Now, Llanowar Elves is probably the best green creature ever in these decks, and it's basically what makes green actually playable right now, to be honest, in those creature heavy type decks, because you can play your turn 3 spells on turn 2, and it's a little too good sometimes. But man, I'm not a big fan of green with the creatures, so I say you can get going. Don't really need you anymore. Our 2 mana dorks are actually really good in Paradise Druid and Incubation Druid, so yeah, I don't think we need you anymore. You can go into retirement. That's fine. Next we have Opt. Love drawing cards. It's my favorite thing to do in Magic. I hope they reprint something in Throne of Eldraine because I really like drawing cards. Opt is just great. Just reprint Opt. That's all we need. It's not overpowered and it's not too good. It's not too bad. Just reprint Opt in Throne of Eldraine. That's all. That's all I ask. Please. Please. Next card is Curious Obsession. The card that made Mono Blue so good. Now, I like tempo decks as well. They're a close second to control. So, getting a card that draws you cards for being aggressive and being tempo oriented, I love. So, Curious Obsession, I hope you stay around as like a reprint or like a functional reprint or something. Really sad to see that card go. I really enjoyed playing with it. Last is Cast Down, and well, we need a 2-mana removal spell because these creatures are too big, too strong, too powerful. Even the uncommon ones are pretty crazy. We need some to, you know, lighten the load on the early turn so that we can get to our, you know, mid to late game type threats or whatever you have in your deck. But Cast Down was one of those really great cards that aggro decks can use and mid-range and control decks could use. So it's really just an all-around great card. So I'd like to see some sort of reprint. How about just a Doomblade? I wouldn't mind a Doomblade. Everybody wouldn't mind a Doomblade, right? Maybe not. I want Doomblade. Reprint Doomblade. We don't need Cast Down. Reprint Doomblade. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. This is just a small list of cards that I thought I would miss, or not really miss that much when it was leaving standard in a month. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought of this list. Would you add or take away cards? And just let's start a little discussion on you know, rotation itself and what's going to happen with Eldraine comes around, because spoiler season's starting pretty soon here. So go ahead and leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Go ahead and like the video if you liked it. If you didn't, go and hit that thumbs down. And again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. And remember, Magic is great and so are you. Stay positive and play Islands.